Welcome back to the channel. This is another part of our personal protective equipment series on helmets. This is a, make sure I get this right, an MSA V-GARD Full-Brim. It's a Type 1 top impact helmet meeting the ANSI IC. So that's ANSI ISEA Z89.1-2014 Class E and the CSA Z94.1-2014 Class E. Just to make sure I cover this, these helmets that I'm covering in this series are geared towards people who might be working in animal rescue and looking for a helmet that might fit their needs to perform the tasks that they're doing in animal rescue. Since I just talked about standards here or classifications, remember that those organizations don't certify this. They're certified to those standards, and that if you're doing animal rescue, you should be prepared to handle whatever comes along out there. And it's important that you have the right helmet on and that you're wearing a helmet that's rated for what you're doing out there. Okay, so I see people taking animal rescue classes and they're wearing helmets that aren't rescue rated. That can be detrimental to you, and it can also be detrimental to the organization or your employer if you're not meeting the standards or the standards that are required by either the state or OSHA, the United States OSHA, depending on, of course, if you're in the United States. All right, so let's get going on this helmet. I wore this helmet here for working for the Community Emergency Response Team. And so that's where my experience is wearing it, but I would say most of my experience would be the construction jobs that I've worked in, building construction, okay? Wearing a helmet, a full brim helmet like this. I'm not always sure if it was an MSA or not, but it wouldn't be outfitted with the goggles and the light. This is a high density polyethylene with a UV inhibitor for top impact protection. This helmet is mostly designed for being on a construction site and something falling down on your head. Okay, it's for use in general industry, in manufacturing, or those featuring electric utilities, construction, oil, gas, or petrochemical type work. However, I think for the most part it will work fairly good for animal rescue type incidents. However, as you can look in our other video, my preferred helmet is that Phoenix, but let's stick to this MSA helmet here. All right. It's got a 4-point suspension system in it. Drop that in. I know it's going to be in the way, but I just have to deal with it. It's got a 4-point suspension system in it. There are very few adjustments for this helmet here, unfortunately, but it's adjustable enough to be comfortable. It's got a sweatband, and it's got a ratchet. So watch here when I adjust this. See how that closes in? Okay, this is superior to the helmets that you get where they've got a little clasping system and one section overlaps the other, and there are these pins, plastic pins that come up and help lock it in place. I call those headache helmets. And the reason I call those headache helmets is because generally once you get them set, you don't want to be readjusting them, because those plastic pins that hold the strap in place won't last long if you're constantly adjusting it. Throughout the workday or your rescue operation, you can adjust this at will easily, as you can see here. So if you want to wear a bandana, you're wearing a Nomex hood, or like a fleece winter cap if it's cold outside, you can adjust that size and account for that so it's comfortable on your head and you're not messing around with the headache helmet type straps. on there, which is really annoying in my estimation. And then there's not much to add to this helmet there, except for that. It's pretty simple. It only meets a couple of standards. I think the CSA is the Canadian standards there. And then the ANSI ISA or IC is the United States, and maybe an international one. But, you know, what can I say? I've worn this helmet for hours. It's very comfortable because of the ratchet here. And then the way this suspension crosses over here makes it pretty comfortable. But sometimes you can put a pad in here that goes across the top of that and makes it a lot more comfortable, because you'll feel pressure points sometimes where you just have exposure to the straps. My other helmet has a pad here, and it does make a difference. However, it might be a little bit cooler without that pad in it, like this is here. Okay. And then I'm going to go straight into my dislikes. So I've pretty much gone into the likes. Well, almost. The other thing that I like about this helmet here is that there are no vents, and that it's got a full brim. Okay, it's got a full brim all the way around. And the reason I like that is no vents means no debris, no rain, and no sun coming through those vents. That's really important here in Florida. And then the full brim helps. If you look at most of those hard hats, they got that short brim on the back with like a little rain gutter there. I don't like that, because as soon as you tip your head, you got rain coming straight down into your neck there. And if you don't have a tall collar on your jacket to help prevent that rain or even debris coming down in there, you're going to have water running straight down in there. If you're working down in one of the sanitary or the rainwater drainage systems that run under your city streets, and all that runoff water is coming off of there, and then that's coming down, you don't want that inside your coat or in your skin or on your skin or anything, because of all the contaminants. Okay, so full brim, no vents, and I can just say I've worn helmets here that had lots of vents in it for water, like a water rescue helmet, and worn a helmet like this, and I haven't noted any difference in comfort in terms of heat buildup. Here in Florida, when it's hot and humid, it's hot and humid no matter what helmet you're wearing. Okay? And then, what else? So let's get over to the dislikes. The single chin strap for this MSA helmet, it's difficult to find. And then these I forgot what these these straps here that come all the way around absolutely drive me insane. Because this is on the nape of my neck back here. When it's down, and there's no adjusting that away. And then this is coming down on the side of my face when I've got the strap on. So I'm wearing it like this, which I don't know if that's visible in there or not. But anyway, you can see that it's coming across the back of my neck and it's coming down the side of my face here. That's really uncomfortable. And the other helmet, I want you to go check out that video. The other helmet that I have, it won't come off. People will say you have to have this kind of strap to keep the helmet from getting knocked off your head. Maybe with this kind of helmet and other helmets that require this kind of chin strap system. Whereas my firefighting helmet, when I put this chin strap on and I'm wearing it properly, you can't knock the helmet off my head. I've tried. I've asked other people to try. You can't do it, okay? So there's maybe an argument for that for a specific type helmet, but I haven't worn that helmet. So I don't know whatever helmet that happens to be, except for this one here. And I can't find a single chin strap for it, so I can't speak anything except for my experience with this kind of chin strap. but this helmet won't come with a chin strap. And if you're going to wear a helmet, then when you have your helmet on, you need to have chin strap on. Okay, when you're working on the scene of an emergency. Even if you're just on standby and you're walking around with your helmet on, you can have it loose if you need to, but have a chin strap on. Because if you have to run, immediately have to run for some reason, and your chin strap's not connected, your helmet might fly off, and you might not be able to, due to the circumstances on the scene, get back to where your helmet is, and you don't want to be without your helmet. Okay? So make sure if you're going to get a helmet, it's got a chin strap on it, and that you wear it properly. Let's see. Okay, so I complained about the chin strap here, and then there's a slot here where you can see where my index fingers are pointing. There's a slot there. So that could be for I think a shield, and most definitely you can put eye protection there. I mean, eye protection, ear protection there, and that location. And I don't like it because you can see here, now this is a zip tie. That zip tie comes up and connects to the strap for the headlight here. And that's the only way that you can keep that on this helmet. Otherwise, it would just pop right up there, okay? And then what happens is when it rains, and it rains down here in Florida, and let me get to that in a moment. When it rains and it starts dripping down in there, and then the next thing you know, you got water dripping down your ear here. Let me put this back on again so you can see what I'm saying. So here's the slot, and there's my ear. You get water dripping down into your ear here with this kind of helmet. That's why I choose that other helmet over these. But there are other manufacturers who have helmets that don't have that slot. So if you can get one of those in the color that you prefer, then that's what you want. You don't want a helmet with that slot in there unless you plan on using those accessories. So let's talk about the rain a little bit more here. We get heavy rains. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the video of me having this helmet on out in the rain. In Florida, we get rains that it's like a hurricane is happening here. You can't imagine that much water would be dropping out of the sky. And it's really important that you have a helmet with a full brim on is my estimation. That's why you would choose this over a technical rescue helmet or a helmet that you ride horses for, is because this has a brim. And in Florida or other rain-prone areas, let's say when I lived in Oregon, they had a lot of rain there. You got to make a choice whether you're willing to put up with debris and rain going down your collar in a rescue. Okay. What else? That looks like that's covering all of my notes. If you have any questions or whatever, actually, let me cover something else real quick I didn't talk about. All right, so this has a headlight in it. Since I wore this for a CERT team, I just got a regular old, I don't know, I got this at Costco, I think, to put on the helmet, just to have a hands-free light. It's really important for you, if you're going to be working wherever and you're wearing a helmet and you're doing rescue work, you want a hands-free light so you can use both hands to do whatever you need to be doing. Especially if you're working with animals, you're probably going to need both hands, and you're going to need at least a semi-decent light on your helmet. I don't know the specs on this. This isn't even worth going over. It's just get 3 at Costco kind of deal. And then the other thing that's really important on this helmet is this strap here that goes around. This is designed for MSA full-brim helmets so that you can wear eyewear on here. And I always recommend goggles, because if you're working around high winds in something where a fan's blowing on you, or more importantly, if you're going to be around a helicopter and the helicopter is going to land, is going to be landing in your location, it's going to blow up all kinds of debris which will go under your sunglasses. It'll go under your safety glasses. But with your eyes in goggles, they will be sealed, and you won't have that problem because it can, the wind will blow debris under your glasses. It'll deflect off of your face. It'll hit the safety glasses or the glasses and then deflect right back into your eye. I know I've had it happen to me before, and I know other people. When I was a medic, I had to treat people for those injuries. The way to prevent that, goggles. Okay? I don't know what goggles these are, and maybe I'll do a video in the future on goggles, but goggles, all I can say is you're better off going somewhere where you can try them on and seeing which ones are comfortable. But I assure you that the cheapest goggles that you're going to find in your do-it-yourself store or the hardware store are not the goggles that you want. You want something that's Z87 rated, at least for impacts, and something that's comfortable that you'll wear when you need to wear it. All right, check my notes, went over the goggles, went over the headlight, talked about the brim and all that stuff, the suspension. So I believe I did my whining about the straps here, the chin strap. So I think I've covered this well. But I think this would be a decent helmet for animal rescue if you're on a budget. You could probably get into a helmet like this for, let's say, I think about, maybe if you did the goggles, the strap, and the helmet, make sure that you get the ratchet suspension for probably under $100. Okay? And so that would be a really good deal. The other thing that's not on this helmet is conspicuousy, reflective conspicuousy tape. That's really essential to any rescue helmet, is that you have that on there. And something to identify who you are as animal rescue, and not just somebody walking around with a helmet on. Especially if you're working with fire rescue, that's really going to be important. They're going to want to know who you are. You want that easily identifiable on your helmet. Okay, go and check the Phoenix helmet. I've got a little bit more detail on that one. All right, got questions? Leave them down in the comments, or you can even talk about your experience with a helmet like this or other helmets. Make sure that you like the video, subscribe. It's absolutely essential that you do that over on YouTube. And then visit our website and sign up for our notifications of our blog post. Our blog posts include announcements of videos like these, and then other things that's going on with the organizations. And then also we have our animal rescue postmortem series, where I analyze videos, animal rescue videos, actual videos. There's critique. It's the good and bad and ugly of animal rescue over there. So go check that out. All right, that's it.